are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports and we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Wars. I am your host, Brian Barnsley. The boys are back in town.
She got away. Gotta say, get into it, you don't know what to do.
She's gotta go. Bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin'. We just chillin'. We some villains.
I love it up. Get the ammo and I stick it up. I rap the shots on the top of shots. I bust the clip and I let it in. I make it move. Make it explode. Hit your toes. Hit your nose. Can you touch your toes?
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. I am your host, Brian Barnamy, and we got a full house again today.
Back to back.
What's up, Grasso?
Lawrence, how's it going?
Good to have you back. And our super producer, LeBron James.
Hello, everybody.
Now, could you just tell the audience now why you are wearing the LeBron jersey?
Hold on. I gotta do this.
LeBron James.
All right, good. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm wearing this because we lost a bet. I lost a bet, and the bet was if the Lakers,
No, the Heat.
if the Heat won beat the Bucks, that Barnes would have to wear a Mets jersey, and I would have to wear a Heat one, which I thought he was gonna have, or a Lakers LeBron jersey, but clearly you don't have when you have Heat, which I like because it matches. So thank you.
Yeah. So that worked out, and we do have Gino joining us via FaceTime. What's up, Gino?
Up? Not much. How you guys doing today? Yeah, big blowout yesterday, which is, I guess, unfortunate for some of us, but yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day to be back on the Sports Port. 5 for 5 this week for me, so I'm feeling good.
Hey, that's big, and we're gonna have Matt and Tony on in a little bit to talk some baseball, but of course, we're gonna start in the world of the National Basketball. And the Lakers did win the game, 109-95 to take a 2-1 lead over the Suns. And AD, like we talked about yesterday, with a nice week, 34 points, setting the tone. LeBron, like we said, still haven't seen his best. He's kind of been a little timid, I guess, with offensively distributing well. 21 points, 9 assists, 6 boards. And Dennis Schroeder, second straight 20-point game, and that's a guy, a lot of basketball, fans have written off, kind of figured, he really hadn't been playing well, but he stepped it up at the right time and really been that third guy for the Lakers these last couple of games. They did lose KCP in the third quarter to a bruised quad. So that's something to monitor. And this is a game where we're close, at the half, 3-point lead for the Lakers, but they take control in the third quarter. Don't look back. And this was huge because, like we said yesterday, first playoff game in the Staples Center since 2013. And kind of like I had said, I think a big reason for this, this score here, losing by 14 points. Chris Paul, not right. 7 points, sad. 5 rebounds, 6 assists. But I'll start with you, Grasso. What was your takeaway here?
Yeah, first things first. Chris Paul is hurt, and if Chris Paul is not playing well, the Suns they're not as good as the Lakers. And on the Lakers end, I mean, they've just shown how dominant they are with their size, playing both Davis and either Drummond or Gasol last night. At the same time, like the Suns, they have Ayton, but yeah, you hear that?
Yo, that really scared me. But we're good. Like
someone just died.
No one's
upstairs.
On the floor.
I think so. I mean, Jesus.
There's war above us. No, the Suns, they have Ayton. He's big. He's good. Outside of that, I mean, they don't really play anyone over 6'7".
Right.
So I mean, who can guard both those guys and keep them off the glass? I mean, there were possessions during that game where the Lakers got 4 offensive boards. It just kept going and going and going. It was just so frustrating for the Suns. And Yeah, without Chris Paul, they just can't counter it on the other side of the ball. They just can't get their offense going with just Booker doing it. It's tough. The Suns are struggling.
And I said this. They literally got the worst draw of all time, being a 2 seed. I mean, any other team in the whole Western Conference, I think they would have the advantage against.
I have a question for you guys, and Gino, you could start with the answer. Has there been any player in NBA history that's gone this unfortunate late in playoffs with injuries?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's two sides to this, right? It speaks to how important Chris Paul has been to every single one of his teams that he's been on, because you see the Rockets fall apart without him, the Clippers, obviously, he was an integral part of that. Oklahoma City, he was an integral part of, and now the Suns. And it's just, I don't know if there's anybody who's ever been as unfortunate as this in just getting injured at the worst time. It'd be very interesting to see kind of how many regular season games he's played and how many postseason games he's played out of the possibility or out of the possible games he could have played, because, it just feels like every time we get to a point where he's in a big series, he's getting hurt. And that probably doesn't, help his, overall legacy. But it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate to see. I don't know what you guys think.
I don't think people are gonna. I think at the end, if he never wins or ever gets to the finals, I think people will look at his injuries and be like, that's a big reason why. Like, Houston series.
Houston won. That's the big one.
Oh,
because if they won that series, they're winning it all.
At all, dude. But
was he hurt when they went 0 for 25?
He didn't play.
He got hurt in game 6.
Right?
Right?
6,
in the middle
and they were up 3-2 on Golden State.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah, I know. It's like you're thinking about it. It's tough to swallow. It is.
And then how about Booker and Crowder getting into it late?
Frustration, man.
Absolutely.
I don't think that was that bad of a foul, to be honest.
Tony likes your shirt choice.
I know. I appreciate it, Tony. Thank you so much.
I thought he was going to be commenting on your shirt.
Hell, he misses you. He didn't seem too enthused.
So, like I said before, Lakers do take a 2-1 lead. We will have game 4 Sunday, finally an early game, 3:30 on ABC, so I can actually watch this full game. It'll be interesting to see, do the Lakers put them away? It just all signs point to that, and I fully expect that, but we'll have to tune in to find out. And then to a game we briefly mentioned at the open here, the Bucks completely throttle the Heat to take a commanding 3-0 lead, 113-84. And Giannis goes for 17 and 17 with 5 assists. Middleton 22-8-5, and Drew Holiday. We've been talking about him. He had another nice game, 19 points, 12 assists. But they do lose DiVincenzo after playing 9 minutes, and they just announced he's actually out for the season. So that is tough. But this is obviously a strong Bucks team after beating the Heat by 29 plus the last 2 games, really sending a message.
Yeah, and I think Drew Holiday was actually the best player on the court last night. He looked pretty dominant, and you factor in both sides of the ball. But if you go back and rewatch this game, Brook Lopez stayed in the little charge circle the entire game. Mm-hmm. No defensive. They called it once on defensive 3 seconds, but he didn't guard Bam once. And Giannis backed off Butler and kind of just patrolled that 3-point line. So there was really nothing Miami could do. Honestly, I love Miami, but this looked like a professional team just beating up on a college team or something. Everyone on Milwaukee, position-wise, was just so much bigger and stronger than every Heat player. And the Heat, they tried. They put the effort in, but they were completely outmatched by Milwaukee. And as someone who kind of hates on Milwaukee, they look great, man. I got to give them credit. They look like a really good team.
And speaking of someone else who hates on Milwaukee,
listen,
are you getting excited for this Nets series?
Guys, props to me. I picked Milwaukee yesterday. All right, props to me. I picked Milwaukee yesterday. But I think in this series, and in this game specifically, exactly what we talked about with the Heat is exactly what happened. Jimmy needed to have a big game, and they needed to get a lot from Hero and Robinson, and they got 11 total from both of those players. And then Jimmy only had 19. This team is built around those 3 players scoring, and they didn't get it done. And then on top of that, Bam's got 17, only 8 rebounds, which I guess you would probably expect them to have a little bit more than that. So, I mean, the Bucks have done a really good job. And again, Drew Holiday was fantastic. He's a real key player for that team. And I think he's one of the main pieces that makes that team go and makes that team tick. So obviously the loss of DiVincenzo hurts, but it's probably not obviously not their worst player to lose. They have the backups and the bench players to kind of fill in for that. So they look good, but I think this series is probably over in a couple games. Maybe Miami gets one and then it's over by 5.
And lastly, we'll go to Mr. Milwaukee Buck himself. What do you got here, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. I'm still not sold on them. We'll see what happens with the Nets, but I don't think they're going to beat them. So good job.
Yeah. So,
to touch on like what Gino said about the other guys like Duncan Robinson, Hero, and not getting any shots, like they just couldn't get open because no one's guarding Bam and no one's guarding Jimmy Butler. Like these guys weren't threats this entire series. Like Miami's got a lot of work this offseason. And I think, the main thing, Bam's got to at least extend that jumper. Well, he has 0 jumper right now. He's got to be able to shoot it at least out to 18, right? Like, yeah, we love Anthony Davis. Like we talk about Anthony Davis a lot. Like that's how he started. He had no jumper when he came to the league.
It was a joke him shooting 3-point.
Yeah, it literally was. And he stretched it out to like 15 feet, to 18 feet, and now he's shooting threes. And Bam's kind of he's a very similar player.
Yeah,
he's kind of got to follow that role, athletic But to have a guy like Brook Lopez, who's a legit 7'1" shot blocker, and he doesn't have to leave the paint, he's going to be hard to score.
Yeah. And
absolutely.
Before we move on here, do you guys think there's going to be a lot of roster moves for them in this offseason, or do you think most of the guys are going to still be there come next season? Yeah.
Well, Miami has a ton of cap space, but really the only free agent out there is Kawhi Leonard. So I mean, maybe they go after Kawhi, but
they might.
They definitely need.
Look at Barnes' face. He's disgusted. He's just the name Kawhi brings serious pain.
I guess I would rather have him go there than the Warriors. I mean,
yeah, totally.
Miami, they need a legit big man.
Yeah.
To counter these big men. So imagine Miami like they play Philly or like an Embiid, but so they need a legit big man to contend, and they need another point guard.
Yeah,
because I mean they do rely a lot on Goran Dragic, and he was injured last year in the bubble for a lot of it. They need another guy that can kind of run the offense and create scoring opportunities.
Maybe Austin Rivers.
we'll get to him in a minute.
That's what I was about to say.
Hey, you never know. They probably could get Oladipo if they wanted to bring him back. They probably can get him on the cheap after the injury. So maybe that's another player.
It seems like Oladipo. I know. It seems like he's just done.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sure, but I don't know.
It's just tough. He's always injured now.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah. I mean, if they bring back Oladipo and he stays healthy next year, they'll kind of run it back with the same team. But if they add another big man, maybe like a veteran backup guard, they'll be better competing with the top 3 teams in the East.
Yeah.
And do you think Oladipo maybe just has been jinxed since Dick Vitale compared him to Michael Jordan, or no? I mean, it's possible, right?
I thought you didn't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, I know you guys do. That's why I was asking. So we will have Game 4 Saturday, 1:30 TNT. They bury it early in the day. Just get it over with. Get the series.
Save them the embarrassment.
Then they could go out after.
And then we did have a close game last night. Nuggets Blazers. Nuggets take the 2-1 lead, 120-115. And like he's been doing all season, Jokic goes off again, 36 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. And we mentioned Austin Rivers. 5 of 10 from 3, 21 points, including 16 in the fourth quarter. But somehow he couldn't come off the bench for the Knicks. I don't know what happened here. But obviously, just in general, I mean, they were just bombs away from 3-point range. 20 of 38. I mean, that's 52%. And even Campazzo, a little bit of a respectable game. 11 points, 8 boards, 8 assists. What do you think happened here? I mean, Dame had 37, but obviously, wasn't enough.
Yeah, and it wasn't an extremely efficient 37 from Dame, but, the biggest draw on Portland has always been their perimeter defense. And you see that 20 of 38 from 3 for Denver. It's hard to lose when you shoot that well. But I mean, we talked about it yesterday. Guard play wins in the playoffs. Jokic was great. He dominated all game, and he kept them in the game. And then Austin Rivers just lit it up in the fourth quarter and kind of gave Denver like that extra boost from the perimeter that they needed just to get over the hump. I mean, Austin Rivers carried it home. Won the game there in the fourth.
What were your thoughts, Gino?
Yeah, I mean, Grasso hit it right on the head, right? 52.6% from three. There's not many teams that lose games like that. I mean, to counter it, Portland had 54 points in the paint, which was 24 points better than the Nuggets did. But I mean, you can't be giving up that many shots. They gave up 23s, and they also were 14 of 45 from the 3-point line themselves. So only 31% from them. So I think that's your discrepancy right there, right? That's the thing you look at, and the biggest difference. Portland had the points in the paint, but they couldn't make the three. So I think Jokic is averaging 37 points a game in this series. So if you can't stop him, it's going to be hard to win the series.
Yeah. And other than Melo with 4 3-pointers, what were your thoughts, Mike?
I was just going to say Melo 4 for 8 for
Yeah,
3.
I mean 50%, baby.
He's back.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the score and I was like, that's a tough one. It's over now, I think for the series, but you never can count on Dame. But CJ just doesn't look like himself before the injury at all. So that's tough when you're basically a one-man show on the Portland Trailblazers and your boy Nurkic.
Yeah. Not that nervous.
No.
But I don't know. Like we kind of talked about this yesterday. It just puzzles me. Like, what is the move to change this up, get better defense, and just be more of a playoff team? I don't know. Is it trading CJ? I mean, is that where you have to start? I guess
it's their best option.
Yeah.
It's not a great one, but you don't want to trade. I mean, CJ is very important to the culture there in Portland as well. But
I know.
Yeah, I mean, him and Dame in the backcourt together defensively struggles. It's tough. Neither of them are good defenders. And Austin Rivers linked up.
Yeah, and it's funny with Rivers. Like I always thought, like not as a starter, but as like a bench guy, I always thought he was pretty good for that type of role.
Yeah, and I think Austin Rivers' whole career has just kind of been a thing of fit.
Yeah,
if he fits in the locker room, he plays well because he's got skill. He hustles. I mean, he's a hard worker. But yeah, I think people question his character a little bit. But Denver, he came in, and Denver's got a good little setup with Jokic kind of leading the way there. And he kind of just falls in into that locker room, and it's working out for him.
I wish I could have heard this Thibs Rivers argument. I mean, it had to have been pretty good.
Yeah, heated, dude.
I mean, he sent him packing.
So we will get Game 4 Saturday, 4:00 on TNT. So Blazers will try to salvage one at home before they head back to Denver, and we'll see what happens.
I don't think the series is over. I think,
but I mean, it's a must-win this game. Then it's definitely over. If you drop both at home, and then tonight, I know Mike is pumped. We got Knicks at Hawks. 7:00, ESPN, series tied at 1 game apiece. And a couple questions here, and we'll start with Mike. Who's going to take control of this series? What version of Julius Randle will we see? And will Trey go for 30 again?
No, actually, I think the Knicks are going to be more calm in Atlanta than they were in the Garden because it's going to be way less of a crowd. It's going to be way less intense. And honestly, there's more Knicks fans over there that go to those games and Atlanta fans are crazy. So I think it's going to be a good combo of all that. And I really do think Julius Randle will look way better. I don't know how much better, but I have a feeling he's going to come out way better. And I could see RJ having a big game, honestly. Obviously, Derrick Rose. I love Taj Gibson, what he's doing. I think he's just amazing. Honestly, I love him. He's the best on the team.
I love you, Taj.
Yeah.
What are you kind of expecting to see, Grasso?
I think Mike kind of hit it right on the head. I think the main thing right now is they're not at the Garden. They're not playing in the Mecca. That stadium's not going to be rocking like the MSG was. So Julius Randle was playing at like 1 million miles an hour those first 2 games. He just needs to slow it down and just play his game. And I think in Atlanta, away from like kind of the limelight there, he'll be able to do it. And I think we'll see 2 big games here from Randle. And I think you'll even see RJ Barrett play well too. That pressure's kind of off them. There really is a lot of pressure on those two guys.
And they've never been in an atmosphere like that.
No, I mean, Randall's been in the league for a while, but he hasn't been in the playoffs.
And not like that.
And now you're carrying the New York Knicks into the playoffs for the first time. I mean, they went with Melo, but I don't even count
I don't either.
Like, the Knicks haven't been good in forever.
Yeah.
Since Patrick Ewing. So
it's pretty well in Houston,
And these Knicks fans are crazy. So Randall and them hyped up. But I think in Atlanta, they'll calm down a little bit. I think Trae Young's going to have a great game.
30 again?
Probably. But you know what? Let them have it. Stop the other guys. Keep Bogdanovich from going off.
2 of 13 from 3 last game.
That was huge last game. I think. And,
the
Knicks, Derrick Rose will be good. And I think except for those role play, Alec Burks, Emmanuel Quickly, but most importantly, I think Reggie Bullock. 3-and-D guy. I mean, he knocks down his threes. He plays tough defense. I think the Knicks will play a lot more calm, and I think they'll come out on top here in Atlanta.
Thoughts here, Gino?
Yeah, I agree. It's almost like you want to, just leave, like if you got Nerlens or whoever's playing that center position, just leave him in the middle, as a shot blocker for Trae and just guard the perimeter on everybody else, right? I mean, that's how you stop this Atlanta team. I mean, let Trae have whatever he wants. Just don't let anybody else get on the board. So, I mean, listen, Tom Thibodeau's got books and books full of prep on this, so I'm sure he knows exactly what he's got to do tonight. But Julius has got to play better. RJ's got to play better. It's going to take another team effort. This, we talked about it yesterday, right? About how there hasn't been a team since that 2011 Mavericks team that won. That was like a team that won an NBA championship. I mean, this is like the closest. Like the Knicks are very much like a team. Like Julius is the star of the team, but you wouldn't consider him up there with, the top 10 players in the league. I don't think right now. I don't know. Yeah, you wouldn't consider him up there with that. So not maybe
Davis,
LeBron.
But yeah, so it's like it's a team effort, and if they've all bought in. So I mean, if they have put out together another team effort tonight, I think they get the win.
And then one more thing, like Gino mentioned it, I think yesterday. Trae Young's put a lot of this pressure on himself, and he's taking on a lot. Like it's like Trae Young versus the Knicks.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's too much for him. I think he needs to rely on his teammates.
I'm curious.
He needs to get Clint Capella the ball.
Yo, honestly,
only 4 points.
Yeah, last game.
I'm curious to see if it is a fumble for the Hawks. Let's say we do beat them 4-1. Let's just say, right? Hypothetically, I'm curious to see what the tension is going to be like with Collins and Trae. Because remember they had beef earlier in the year, and Nate Collins
they did,
came. Whatever his name is, Nick McMillan came in and switched it up,
and it worked.
Yeah,
because Trae Young he did start relying on his.
You have to,
and he became really good.
Yeah,
but I mean, if it's between the two, I mean, we know who's going to win that.
Yeah,
we're just going to get rid of Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, who wants him? I'll take John Collins.
Yeah. So nice.
Would like him. So it sounds like we're going family pick here with the Knicks. Is that the consensus? Or?
Yeah. New York, maybe.
I think it's going to be tight, though.
Yeah, it is going to be tight. That's what I was going to say. 4 words. Burks at the buzzer.
Wow.
That would go. State Farm Arena will be silent if that happens. And then, the other games that we have tonight, this one we really don't need too much coverage on. We have the Nets and Celtics, 8:30 ABC. Nets up 2-0. So the only question I have here, will the Nets lead by 30 at half?
27.
Yeah, I agree. I can't wait to see what happens with the fans with Kyrie. That's what I'm excited for.
That's the only point of watching this.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna do something messed up to Kyrie.
I mean, Marcus Smart already. Yeah, Marcus Smart came out and said that like he's heard racist stuff and stuff has been said to his family and stuff like that. So I mean, it's probably not gonna be good. We're being honest.
Oh yeah, they're racist in Boston.
Yeah. I mean, we hear it all the time with baseball.
Seriously,
brutal. Mm-hmm. Torrey Hunter refused to play there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but I am looking forward to seeing what Kyrie does. Is he burning any sage? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
So 8:30 ABC, have to tune in. And then the last game of the night, we're so excited for it. We got the Los Angeles Divas at the Dallas Mavericks. Gino, I want you to
go. I mean, Luka's going off again tonight. I'm so confident Luka's going off again tonight. It's like
for what?
What
is he going off?
I think 40-point triple double. Like I think he's going off again tonight. I mean, he just seems to show up against Clippers every single time they play them. And the Clippers have tried all these different defenses, and they can't figure them out. They can't figure it out. And so I think he's going to go off again tonight. I think, listen, it's I know it's 2-0 Mavericks, but it's not like this series has been a blowout in one direction or the other, right? It's not like the Mavericks have blown out the Clippers in those two games. So it's going to be close, but go up 3-0, and that's a nice place to be. So I think the Mavericks can do it. I think Dallas is going to be, I think it's going to be popping over there. I think the place is going to be loud. So hopefully Dirk will be in the crowd. It's going to be a great scene. So I mean, just Luka, man. Luka Magic.
And Gino, would you say, like, if they do win tonight, just sign the Hardaway extension now? Like, just
I mean, listen, he is, we rip on him, and I even have said things about him that, like, he wasn't great, but I mean, there's been multiple times, not even in the postseason, but in the regular season this year, that he has come up really big for them and scored. I mean, he's had, like, I think a 35-point game this year. So, I mean, we rip on him, but he's been good, and he's been an important player. Just got to, the role guys. It's, KP's got to go out there and have 20 again, probably. And, Dorian Finney-Smith, Jalen Brunson, those type of guys, they got to have decent games.
Yeah.
Cuban's going to be fired up. I can't wait.
Fired up.
The only thing with Hardaway is his consistency. Like when he's good, he's paid. When he's not good, he'll get overpaid this time, though.
Yeah.
He's kind of like J.R. Smith in a way.
A little
not
more J.R. Smith tendencies.
Yeah.
But I think Luka, he's got like this mind, kind of like a Kobe Bryant mentality, or like Michael Jordan, where if you trash talk him, it's going to make him 10 times better. Tanked to get this matchup against the Mavericks. I don't think Luka liked that.
No.
And Luka's just like, you know what? I'm just going to mess you guys up 4 games in a row. Yeah. Like, I'm kind of like, I was picking the Clippers to win it all. And now I'm kind of with Gino. I think Luka's going to dominate this game, and the Mavs are going to sweep them.
Wow.
I've lost pretty much all.
This is the deciding factor, though, right? I mean, if the Clippers come back and win this game, significant more pressure on Luka and the Mavericks to get another win before they go back to LA. So this game is going to really, I think, swing things. It could be swing it to the fact that Mavericks just need one more win, and things are still okay for the Mavericks, and probably playing loosey goosey for not any pressure. But if they lose this game, the Mavs, then there's a lot more pressure. So we'll see.
And Rondo's got to play at least 30 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
What the hell is Ty Lue doing?
What are you holding back?
I think Ty Lue might be the worst coach in basketball.
Yeah.
And we've seen Kawhi and Paul George are playing pretty good. Like, Kawhi's playing really good in this series. The rest of the guys can't make a shot to save their lives.
I know.
After being the best 3-point shooting team all season long, like, not even close, they can't make a shot. Anything, and it's just sad. I don't know.
And you know what? That's what makes me more confident about this Mavericks team against this Clippers team, is the fact that Paul George and Kawhi have gotten, like, they've scored points. Kawhi had 30 in the first half yesterday. He had 41 overall, or the other day, 41 overall, and they still didn't win the game. So if the Mavericks are giving up 41 to him and 28 to Paul George, and they're still winning the game, that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Mike, what's your forecast?
I mean, they just said it all, but I'm going to go. I honestly think Diva Leonard goes off and silences Barnes just one day.
Close one or no?
2 words for you, or 4 words for you. Kawhi game winner.
And before I get to my take here, how many prospective teams do you think Uncle Dennis has met with after this season?
I know.
Uncle Dennis needs to get cut out of Kawhi's life.
Literally, blocked.
He's taking meetings. We know.
Barnes, do you want to know what I really want to happen? I want Kawhi to cut Uncle Dennis and all those other leeches he's got in his family out, and go back to a team that's got unlimited cap room this summer, the San Antonio Spurs, and just revitalize his career with Popovich.
Yeah,
and just mend the
that was the Kawhi we liked.
I would love, because it all just went downhill.
I
when
know.
Uncle Dennis asked the Clippers.
I mean, is he basically LeVar Ball? I mean, is that what it is?
He legit
like a silent LeVar Ball.
He asked the Clippers to have a private jet for him, like, on standby every day.
Yeah.
Like, it costs like $15,000 just to start one of those things up.
Yeah.
And Uncle Dennis wants one?
And then what about how he went to
your nephew's a good basketball player? That's it.
Yeah.
And then what about how he met with Toronto just for kicks before he signed with? He had no intention
Oh
of
my
signing
God.
there. But even though Jalen Rose said it's 99.9% sure he's going back to Toronto. I don't know. If
I
you
would've
guys
loved
remember
to
that.
see
Damn.
But
So
yeah,
they
you're
probably
right.
he probably just told everyone that and was going to LA the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. But I just think that the Clippers, other than Kawhi and Paul George, the rest of them are just checked out. They just want to go home, I think, honestly.
Yeah.
And, I
Maybe
think,
they have golfers.
yeah. So I'm actually going to say Luka goes 50 and they win by 20. And
That'd be a career high, I think. That'd be a
and
career
maybe
high.
Rondo someone in the locker room after the game. I could see that.
I can see Rondo. Yeah, I mean he's calling out plays. And
Yeah. So I mean he's been in scuffles before. But
he's not coming back.
It should be at least 2 good games tonight. Obviously the Nets game. I mean, just for the Kyrie factor, I guess we could throw that in there. But really, the Knicks and the Clippers game are where the action's going to be at.
I'm telling you, after the Knicks Hawks game, I'm not watching basketball anymore.
Yeah.
Tonight, I'm not watching the rest of the games.
Yeah, so should be good stuff. We'll take a quick break and get Tony and Matt on for some MLB.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She got away. Know what I'm saying? She can't control. She don't know what to do.
She's gotta go. Bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin', we just villains. We just chillin', we some villains.
I love it up, get the ammo and I stick it up. I grab shots on the top of shots. I bust the clip and I let it dip. I make it poop, make it explode. Touch your toes, hit your nose. Can you touch your toes? Simon telling you what to do. Follow my commando, hit in the bando, tap in the bando, not like a Rambo. Rocky, Sylvester, Solo. I'm telling you, I get.
And we're back. Tony joins us behind the glass.
That's right.
What's going on, Tony?
Dude, not a whole lot, loving life right now, dude. How could I not be?
But what's your thoughts on the 100% chance of rain at 4:00 in New York tonight?
I'm thinking it's gonna rain, dude.
Yeah, I would think so. But like we always do, we'll start in the world of Major League Baseball.
Giving chases Judge, and he dives into the stand.
Rock begins the season with an overpowering strikeout of Ronald Acuna.
The wall is gone! 3-run home run! What's going on here? I love it. He drives one to the moon. High, deep, and very gone.
Oh,
And we got Matt in town. What's up, man? Good to have you back. Second day in a row.
Love to see it.
And like we always do, we will jump into the Yanks. So yesterday, game 1, we were watching the tail end of it, together. Obviously, it was a sore subject. I mean, Alex Manoah, first big league start, gets the win, dominates the Yankees. 6 innings, 2 hits, 7 Ks, no walks. Andujar has 2 singles, and then the rest of the team goes 0 for 20.
The only hits, dude. The only 2 hits. Miguel Andujar. I mean, I guess you'd like to see that, but dude, tough loss.
I mean, it felt like we were playing in Dunedin.
Yeah. I mean, what's Monona or
Manoah,
Manoah, dude, like completely lights out. The Yankees couldn't even touch him.
It seems like every time it's a young guy, like remember Blake Snell coming up, this would always happen. Dude.
Some young guy in the division is gonna come in and dominate the Yanks, dude.
Well, I think it's because high fastball. They can't gear up for it.
Yes.
I don't know.
Definitely
I don't know what happens.
Sanchez has a really hard time with that high fastball.
Clearly, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But it was Manoah's time, dude.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
We talked about him. He pitched pretty well in spring training against the Yankees. He was doing very well in the minor league, and he kind of brought that momentum up to the big leagues. It was his time, dude. His family was there. He was pumped. He was locked in, dude.
Family was pumped.
Tony, do you have any idea where he is on like top 100 in baseball? Like, is he like in the top half? You think, or you're not sure?
I mean, I'm not 100%.
I wasn't sure. If he was like one of like the top, because I know there's been some hype, surrounding him.
There has been a lot of hype, but I'm not sure where he lands now.
Yeah. So I mean, the Blue Jays. I mean, they haven't had. I mean, Doc Holliday, was he the last homegrown, like really good, starter they've had? So, I mean, they've been due for it, but hopefully he's not going to torture us because it's tough. I mean, we admit stuff, and they've got some good young talent that we're going to have to deal with for a while.
No doubt. Blue Jays will probably be at the heels of the Yanks for the next few years, dude.
Yeah. So, Herman yesterday, I mean, 5 2/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. I mean, wasn't a bad outing. It's just when you have 2 hits and
you can't hit.
No runners in scoring position, not even a runner in scoring position. So obviously pathetic. So that was the first game, but the second half, we did get the good feels back. Yes. Judge goes deep. I think it was 444. We were saying the home run to center field.
Was that or I think that was Gary.
Speaking of which, Gary hits the homer as well.
They both go deep.
Yeah, so it's nice to see. Yes. That's the classic combo from a few years ago. So Gary actually goes 2 for 3, but we were cracking up watching it. How about them Mendoza sending him home on that ball?
Oh my God, dude, that was so good. Dude.
Who? Why?
The ball was already in the infield.
How could you do that, bro?
He was leaving third, literally third base. Dude.
Oh my God, what a terrible decision, dude.
And I know you have a tendency, the worst of all time, but I think that literally is the worst base running coach giving someone the signal of all time.
And you saw Boone talking to him in the dugout, I could only imagine. He was like, "What are you thinking, dude? What,
I don't know. Maybe the
what were you looking at?
Still some after effects of COVID or something.
Yeah. So
that was a brutal send.
So that was tough, and so on the hill, Montgomery, he goes 4 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 1 K. That 3-run homer kind of killed him. Otherwise, I think he would have gone, some more in this game. But they did have Chad Green actually close it out for the save because Chapman unavailable, but no injury. They're saying illness. So, I mean, as long as it's an illness, I mean, deal with that.
Is he in the health safety protocol?
No, they're saying it's like a bug. But it's just weird because these days an illness, I know, when is it not COVID? Right. So I mean, hopefully they're expecting him available tonight. We'll see what happens, and then
get to see. Need him, they just blow him out.
Right. Which he shouldn't be needed the whole series. I just want to get him some work, maybe one of the games.
Yes. There has been a few.
A week. Saturday. Saturday. So basically today will be a week.
Yeah.
And then we get to see Florial make his debut. He almost homers in the
so
nice
double, bro.
That was when Sanchez got gunned.
Yes.
And then they sent him down right after the game, of course.
Stanton's coming back now. It's nice to have Stanton back. I'd rather have Stanton in there than Florial. Sorry.
Right. But I mean, I feel like there's some guys we'd rather have him. Basically
Guardy.
Oh, Guardy.
No parties for Guardy.
Richie, where are you?
So
I mean, nice to at least salvage that one, especially after falling behind 3-1. It was like, oh my God, we're really gonna get swept.
Yeah, so it's to avoid the sweep for sure.
Right. So a
couple dingers.
And after struggling against Toronto last season, now they're 3-6 against them this season. So really want to see them turn this around next time they play them. So hopefully this will propel them in the right direction. And as we were kind of alluding to, 3-game series starts in Detroit tonight. 7:05 on Yes. Cole back on the mound versus the young pitching prospect Casey Mize for the Tigers, and Stanton expected to start at DH. So that's what we want to see. Stanton was red hot before he surprisingly went on the IL a couple weeks ago.
Came out of nowhere, dude. Still really don't even know how the quad strain happened.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but my hope is that it was just very, very minor, and they're just over the top cautious after the last couple years.
Yeah. Probably that is the case. It's just nice to have them come back. It seemed like it relatively quickly too. It wasn't too gone for too long. Even though it's 10-day IL, it doesn't seem that long. So hopefully he comes back. He gets back in that groove that he left.
Because he was really seeing the ball, and it just when him and Judge are going at the same time. I mean, what a combo in the middle of the lineup!
What a combo! Oh, that Aaron Judge, huh?
Oh, Barnes. No, I honestly, because I feel like we have non-serious conversations all the time.
Right.
Honest analysis of Judge. I mean, we get it. He gets hurt, but just when he's on the field, your honest analysis.
Dude, honestly, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. If he strikes out maybe 20% less of the time, dude, he would be phenomenal. He would be way much better than he is right now. He has so much potential, but he swings at some bad pitches, dude.
The slider
low and away.
The slider,
that's the number one thing to work on.
Just can't do it.
But I mean, dude, it's having a hell of a year.
Hell of a year,
and it's just more after the little scare in the beginning.
And he just doesn't miss fastballs.
No,
I mean,
no,
really
They
does.
turned him loose on 3-0 on that 3-0
Oh, my
pitch yesterday.
God.
He cranked it.
Love it.
And then it was funny. They were asking Boone after the game, "Oh, was it because you were down and had lost the first game?" He's like, "No, like I'm always gonna let him swing on 3-0. Like, are you kidding?" Being their best hitter. So and I look at this series too against Detroit. I mean, obviously they're one of the worst teams in the major. So I feel like it's a good. All right, let's get the offense going. Let's get the pitching back because it's going to be a tough week next week because we got Rays, we got Red Sox. So and honestly, I'm going to pretty much be pretty disappointed if they don't sweep them. I mean, they swept them in New York.
Yeah.
They should sweep them again.
Definitely sweep them.
And it will be nice.
I don't give a shit if it's in Detroit or New York.
Yeah, you got to sweep them.
Suck.
So looking ahead to, tomorrow we do get Debbie Garcia, getting back out on the mound. So it'll be nice to see versus Turnbull. And he's the one who had the no-hitter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's correct.
So Turnbull.
Not going to get a no-hitter.
That's going to be 4:10 on WPIX.
Love
so
it,
a little
dude.
weird Saturday.
Pix 11,
Yeah,
baby.
Pix 11 on a Saturday. Usually it's a Friday.
I know.
So that's a little different.
But no game tonight, so.
Yeah,
It's
for
just
the
not-
Mets.
Yeah.
Because Detroit, I mean, I'm hoping, I haven't looked at the forecast yet, but I'm hoping Detroit's okay.
Hopefully.
And then Sunday, the finale. They haven't officially announced it. They might give him extra rest, but if it's normal rest, it would be Tyone versus Scoble. So this is a spot I want to just start Tyone against him because
put him
he's
out there.
due for 6 innings with a big strikeout numbers. Come on,
Yeah,
dude.
it's about time. It's about time. Kluber stepped up. We know what happened.
Right.
But Tyone's got to kind of
Step it up now. He looked like he was the last couple starts.
Yeah.
But obviously the last one, not kind of maybe take a step back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Honestly, you think they go bullpen game or no?
I don't think so.
Honestly.
Yeah. Even though it's not the right move.
Yeah.
Just I
Okay.
want to see. I don't care. I don't care if he's missed time. I want him to go 110 pitches. And throw
dude.
6+ innings.
Yes.
And
Throw
just,
him out there.
It's the Tigers.
I mean, you
Like,
think they're going to be like extra nervous now with Kluber being injured as well?
Oh
and
my
just be
God.
like
Yes. I mean, he might go
overthinking, like,
3 innings. Honestly,
Yeah.
I might
Dude.
kick 60 pitches.
Right?
Oh, he's got to take him out. Yeah.
Mhm.
The way they overdo that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
they do.
But we will see what happens. But I think we're fairly confident this should be a good stretch.
Looking
and
for a sweep.
Get the sweep, and then
Oh,
on the
yeah,
next
dude.
week, like
Next
you
week
said,
will be fun.
be fun to cover
Yeah.
those games.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then we do have the Mets. Tony, take it away.
Big time.
All right. Real quick, dude. Where am I? I'm right here.
Where'd you go?
What's
There it
up,
is.
dude? Look at the hat. Stoked, dude. Sweeping the Rockies is what we need right now, especially with the week we have coming up, But I mean, we've talked about it before. Like it's going to be these games where we don't have a lot of hitting. We have to rely on defense. We have to rely on our pitching. And we did exactly that. We talked about Stroman yesterday a little bit. Golden Glove on the mound, dude. Phenomenal on defense, bro. What do you go, like 6 innings?
3 hits, 2 walks, 3
2
Ks.
walks, dude. I mean, absolutely love it, dude. And then second game, excuse me. I mean, they come out there again, second game, right? 30 minutes after the first game, right? And they pick up where they left off, dude. But, we're going to see these kind of low-scoring games kind of squeeze by with these wins is what we need, especially we're 2.5 above the Phillies in first, right? So, I mean, given our position here, I am so stoked that we're getting these wins, dude.
Especially with Lindor struggling like he is, dude.
Yeah.
You couldn't really ask for much more.
You really can't.
And my
dude.
question is, have you ordered a Peraza jersey yet?
It's in the mail.
Or Nito first?
No,
then
yeah.
Peraza?
Dude, Nito for
Tomas.
sure, dude.
Tomas.
Tomas, bro.
See, Tomas.
He's been a little bit of a godsend for us, dude.
Yeah. I mean, you have those guys step up, and
Mhm.
McKinney was involved, I think, in a good play
Yeah.
or two yesterday, right? And we talked
Our
about
most
how-
recent acquisition.
that was
He's coming
big for them.
through.
He's going to serve well for the Mets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think Maben to an extent, even if he doesn't really produce leadership, he's a great guy. I mean,
And
he worked
dude,
with the
he's
Yankees.
picking
know him a
up
little.
defensively, definitely in the outfield too.
Right.
It's just I think he's like 0 for 20 right now at the plate, so he's got to find his bat for sure, along with everyone else on the Mets. But I mean, he's definitely a good acquisition. I mean, I don't think at this point he's going to keep playing outfield. I don't think he's at any issue or risk of losing his position at this point. So hopefully he continues his defense and he finds his bat a little bit.
And how about, really turning back the clock here, 6 total hits between the 2 games in game 1. I mean, 1 run.
1 run, dude. I know.
I mean, talk about a lull. And then, Lucchesi, I mean, would you be pumped, Tony, if they designated him for assignment or no?
Lucchesi?
Yeah.
Lucchesi, dude. I mean, I don't know, dude. I guess. Sure, bro. I can take him or leave him at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
You know.
It just, I don't know. He had that one good start where they pulled
that
him.
one good start where they pulled him. Yeah,
Other than that, I mean, he hasn't really impressed.
not
But,
really, dude.
you know, you sweep the doubleheader. You're
Mhm.
2.5 games ahead of the Phillies, and it just seems like the whole division's in shambles.
Shambles,
It
dude.
is.
It's so brutal. It's
Yeah,
honestly
it's so-
hilarious how we're in first place still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Like
really
4
is.
games over 500.
But you know, I think this weekend is huge, and it does start tonight. But basically, it starts tomorrow because we talked about the weather. But if somehow there is a ball game tonight, it will be 7:10 on WPIX, and we do have
Pix 11.
Pix 11.
What do you know?
And we do have Ian Anderson versus Tawan Walker, and this is his first start off the IL.
That's correct, dude.
Okay,
That is
okay.
correct. I mean, he's feeling good. He was, you know, a little bit out longer than he should have been because he had a rehab game and he still felt tightness. So now he's back, but I mean, this is huge. I mean, you know, the Braves are kind of they've been picking it up a little bit, but you know, I think they're maybe
Obviously, they got the big blows
three and a
with
half
Ozuna.
back now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they lost one of their big bats, Ozuna. So they're gonna look for maybe like Swanson or Austin Riley to kind of pick it up. a little
Austin
bit.
Riley has
Which
quietly
they
been
have
having
been
a really good
exactly,
year.
dude.
Yeah.
So they're definitely a very dangerous team, and you know, I mean, the first person you think of for, I guess you think of Acuna first, but I always think of Freeman, especially against the Mets, because for his whole career, dude, he's had the Mets number. He performs phenomenally at Citi Field, dude. I think he has something.
Chipper Jones.
He has like
ass,
25
dude.
doubles, maybe 8 home runs in his career at Citi Field, something like that. And you know, he went on like a 0 for 25 stint for a little slump, but he's been back now. I think he had two doubles, a home run in their last series. So he's started to find his bat. He's very dangerous at the plate. He's a phenomenal first baseman as well. And of course, like I mentioned, you have Acuna, he's not leading in home runs anymore, I don't think. I think maybe he's in second with 14 or 13.
So
he has his bat, a very, you know, offensive Atlanta Braves. And of course, you know, they're in our division. So this is going to be.
And then you have Ozzy Albies.
That's right. Exactly. You have Albies. So they have a lot of weapons, dude. And, you know, obviously we're a team who's been lacking offense. So again, I mean, we're going to rely heavily on Walker to come out, get those 6 innings in there. Hopefully some shutout innings would be great. And you know, hopefully come with a dub here if the game is tonight, which I mean, if is like an 80% chance of rain. So
and you know, before we look at the other 2 games of this series, really just thinking about this, I mean, it's a joke that the Braves aren't better. I know Azuna's hurt, but they have so much talent. They're loaded.
So much
it's
talent.
still early too, so hopefully they turn around.
And even their pitching should be way better than they should be, than they are right now, I should say. I mean, Anderson's a great pitcher, dude. Yeah.
But just get him to a game 7, Charlie Morton will be spot on ready to go.
Oh yeah.
We know what he does
Absolutely,
in the playoffs.
dude.
Charlie. And then so tomorrow, a pretty good pitching matchup, 7:15 on Fox. So Joe Buck maybe get the call, or it's too early in the season for him?
Oh no way, dude. Way too early for Joe.
Smoltzy though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Bring in the Smoltz, man. Really?
He's a Yankee hater.
Oh, dude, I love that guy, man. He's so chill.
So we do have Max
Great
Fried
golfer.
versus David Peterson. So that should be interesting. And then Sunday, speaking of Charlie Morton versus Jacob deGrom, and this is going to be our Sunday night baseball.
Dude, this is going to be a beautiful Sunday night. Phenomenal weekend of baseball, at least for the Mets anyway.
Memorial Day baseball.
But yeah, I mean, that right there is, I mean, obviously you have DeGrom with, you know, definitely a little bit of an advantage in the pitching matchup. But I mean, all in all, dude, this is going to be some very competitive baseball this weekend.
What's your expectation?
2 out of 3, dude.
Yeah.
You got to get 2 out of 3. That's my expectation.
Expected.
I want to say we get first and third games.
Okay.
Yeah, Max Fried has been pretty consistently good all season. Anderson has been a little bit inconsistent. He just had 2 good outings against the Pirates, I think, recently.
Right.
I think he let up like 1 run in 2 games. But, you know, you never know, dude. He's been kind of inconsistent, although.
Yeah, I feel like the regular Mets, they would hit him well, but I don't know about
right
these
now,
Mets.
it's
You know what
tough,
I mean, because
dude.
a young guy, high velocity, good stuff. So
Right.
I could see them having problems, but I mean, they could always win the game, you know, 2-1, 3-2,
Exactly, dude.
which you know is more than likely.
If the Braves score more than 2 runs, I can't see us. I can't see us winning, dude.
It's probably over, dude.
And then so you kind of,
not gonna hit,
I mean, I know we all kind of have, but you've kind of soured on Peterson a little bit.
A little bit, dude. I mean, dude, the guy's got to come out strong this weekend. I'm definitely a little sour. If he comes out good this weekend, maybe I'll soften and sweeten up. But you know,
Yeah,
we'll see.
I
Game by
honestly,
game.
I can't wait to see what Smoltzy says about him. Honestly, on the broadcast. You think he'll like
Rip
hype
him
him up a little bit or
Hype him up, man.
No, he's
man.
gonna be
I think
tight.
he's gonna be pretty critical of him, dude.
yeah. We shall see. And then over under 2 hits for Francisco Lindor this weekend.
I'm going under, dude.
The whole weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under too. He's gonna go 1 for 8. I think, honestly.
I mean, he's not going over 2 hits. I'll give him 2 hits. Okay.
All right, it's a
So
push.
it's a push,
taking the
dude.
push.
I'm taking the push.
Oh,
Take the push.
God.
It's all right,
It's like,
dude.
when though?
When?
Maybe next year.
When?
Yeah.
Mike is so happy about it, dude. He loves it. He loves that Lindor is not doing well. Bullshit.
So hey, I mean,
There's a bigger rat, Lindor, the one they saw in the dugout.
Oh, dude, it was an opossum. Didn't you hear?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Skunk, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes,
dude.
yes.
So it should be an interesting week of baseball, a
Mhm.
weekend of baseball. And then a quick update: the world of golf, Charles Schwab Challenge at Colonial Country Club, Fort Worth, Texas. We are in a weather delay, so kind of odd. Texas usually they don't get too much rain. And right now we have Jason Kokrak, 10 under par.
What's his last name?
Kokrak.
Kokrak.
I mean, I'm just reading what his name is. So he's 10 under, 500 today, 500 yesterday. Sergio Garcia tied for second with Munez at 8 under par. And Jordan Spieth just teed off before they pulled the horn. And he was 1 under through 2 holes. So he's 2 shots back. And the leader, he's already finished his round. So I think Spieth is going to go wire to wire here.
Wire to wire, baby.
And take it home. And I think he's got to win the U.S. Open, honestly. Come on.
He's sick.
Yeah, I mean,
Sick.
he's due to be back. And I can't wait to watch that in sunny San Diego. I mean,
You'll be there?
I won't be there, but I'm saying
no.
watching it. Torrey Pines.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
I mean, that's always
One
a good
day.
time for sure. And I'm sure one of these days we're going to have a show out there. I mean, you got to.
Oh, I'm sure.
You got
in the course.
You ever been to California, Tony?
Never.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I gotta get out there. I don't get out much, you know.
Yeah, neither have I. Farthest
Yeah.
out west, Vegas.
Hey, but we will plan it. And before we close out here for the weekend, what do we got, fellas? Anything?
All right, dude. Real quick, which I forgot to mention when talking about the Yankees. Robbie Ray's uniform.
Oh yeah.
Come on, dude.
Wow.
Tight ass. Literally.
Wow.
Would we call that high and tight?
High and tight easily, dude. What? And
I've never
dude,
seen a ball player with a tighter uniform.
I mean, what?
In the 70s.
Did he had 4 earned runs against him, right? Or
Yeah, might need
3?
to loosen up the
I mean,
jersey
it has
sleeves a
to
little
be
bit.
the uniform, dude. I don't know how that guy could move
mean,
at all, bro. His pants were in his
Little
butt
tough.
crack,
Yes,
dude. They
yes.
were in his butt
Oh, he had a
crack.
thong on.
His sleeves were just
Yeah, it
like
was
this,
too much.
dude. Oh
too
my
much.
god! Like, come on, who?
Maybe we'll see him a little bit in a looser uniform.
Like,
that
where's
they-
the equipment manager, bro? Like, get him out there, help him out, loosen him up.
They left the real jersey in Buffalo, maybe.
So it's in the dryer too
Couldn't go
long. I don't
back
know,
to-
dude.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Robbie.
Yeah.
It's shrunk.
Toronto's gonna have to fire their laundry guy. Whatever the fuck.
Oh man, I was hoping we were gonna have a Yankee lineup out, but they just posted the Tigers. So
Oh, you getting
Unfortunately.
nervous, dude?
no, I'm not getting
I don't
nervous.
know.
I was just curious, where they're gonna go. I mean, I would expect Gary to start.
I think it would be-
No, no, it's gonna be Higgy.
No,
it's gonna be Higgy.
Yeah,
It's Cole.
'cause
Yeah.
Cole,
Cole.
But it's kind of crazy the narrative on Higgy's flipped so quickly. It just because
Real quick,
How it
dude.
goes, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
What
you
you done
just-
for me lately,
You're
sport?
riding high, and then all of a sudden, yeah, dude, going
You,
down low.
you think Gary keeps this up, Tony? I mean, after a nice game last night, or
Garrett?
Gary?
Gary. Oh,
Yeah.
Sanchez?
Yeah.
Yes, dude, absolutely.
Really?
Dude, I'm telling you, he looks locked in.
He does.
He's
He
so
does.
focused. He looks angry out there, dude.
And,
Tough
and-
times.
and it's
Yeah.
funny because
Huh.
it's like, I mean, he's shown that he can't hit for anything,
Mhm.
the last couple of years, but
Mhm.
I still just feel like he has it somewhere. Like
It-
it's a
yeah.
question
Oh,
of whether
yeah.
he'll find
Yeah,
it.
that's why. I mean, dude, that's why they probably give him that 1-year deal.
Right, right.
They feel
Mhm.
the same way. So we'll see. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Yeah. We will see,
Go
but
in the meantime, I'm about to go go to the driving range.
yeah,
Yeah, let's do it, dude.
yeah.
See
So
you guys
I
over
think I
there.
see McElroy down there somewhere.
Oh,
But
over there.
of course, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Keep commenting, liking, subscribing. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, and we
Monday.
will see you Monday.
peace.
Peace.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.